A big decision from the Biden administration intended to protect your tap water from potentially dangerous chemical contamination is a problem we've been tracking for years, especially in areas surrounding the Yakima Training Center.
And another gorgeous day in the books halfway through the work week. What is the weekend going to hold for us? I've got all the details coming up in your First Alert weather forecast.
And we are tracking the latest from the courtroom, where an Idaho man accused of killing his ex-wife and his new wife's 2 children is now on trial.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. The years-long debate over what to do about downtown parking in Yakima is coming to a close, with new parking rules established by the council. Street parking will stay at that 2-hour limit, but they will increase the limit to 3 hours for any city-owned lots. Monthly permits for those city-owned lots drop from $50 to $20, and parking tickets for staying longer than the time limit also dropped from $50 to $20. The city is no longer relying on parking ticket and permit revenue to fund the maintenance of its parking lots.
We do have some income in the general fund right now that's available for that, and we're going to use it to do the lots. They'll be crack sealed, they'll be fog sealed, which is an oil finish on them. They'll be restriped, repainted, other repairs will be done.
Now, the City Council should get a copy of that new ordinance at its next meeting. Changes will go into effect 30 days after they're adopted. That's likely to be in early May.
New inflation numbers released this morning show an increase, which is not something analysts were hoping for. The Federal Reserve is trying to get inflation down to 2%. Karen Kaifa reports we are still significantly above that.
U.S. consumers continue to feel the squeeze of higher prices for essentials like gas and shelter. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said Wednesday that the Consumer Price Index increased at a year-over-year rate of 3.5% in March, the reading the highest annual gain in the last 6 months.
This has definitely been a setback. This is not good news. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Fed or anyone else should give up the fight against inflation.
Overall grocery prices stayed flat month to month, but they're up 1.2% from a year ago.
I think consumers continue to feel the pinch. I think consumers continue to compare prices to sort of pre-COVID or 2 or 3 years ago.
Purdue University professor of agricultural economics Joe Balagtas says that comparison, in addition to increased costs in other areas, could shade how consumers feel about their grocery tabs.
The things that we pay for outside of the grocery store also affect the money we have left to spend on groceries, right? So if we have to spend more on gasoline, if our auto insurance becomes more expensive, if our housing becomes more expensive.
Gas prices ticked up 1.7% from February to March, and the cost of auto insurance was up 2.6% last month, up a whopping 22% from 1 year ago. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
As long as the price you pay in the store or at the pump keeps going up, interest rates on everything from credit cards to home loans are likely to stay high as well. The Federal Reserve won't cut interest rates until inflation drops.
Well, inflation upped the cost of a long-awaited project to build an outdoor pool in East Yakima and now has delayed it by a couple of years. They are getting closer to their goal. The total cost of the proposed aquatic center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park, $10.5 million. Over $3 million coming from the city, $3 million from the county, and over $2 million from the state. Now they're looking for over $2 million raised through community fundraising, with just $400,000 short before construction is set to start in June.
So next Tuesday night's meeting will bring to them a contract for the contractor to begin the work. And we think some additional dollars will come in from now until next Tuesday. But if it doesn't, then City Council will have to make a decision whether to award that bid, even though there's a little bit of a shortfall.
If all goes as planned, the Aquatic Center should open in June of next year. And tonight, the city of Pasco is set to hold a hearing about plans to put an inflatable dome over the Memorial Park pool. Now, the city already signed off on plans to buy the dome, which can be inflated during the fall, winter, and spring, then stored during the summer. Officials are hoping to make it so the pool can stay open year-round. The hearing tonight will determine whether a permit for the inflatable dome is approved. That meeting is scheduled to start at 6 at Pasco City Hall.
All right, time to talk about our weather.
It's not quite feeling like swimming weather just yet.
No, absolutely not. The winds were not as bad, though, today compared to yesterday. I don't know. Is that the story, Stacy?
That's right. And that dome would have made swimming a really nice day today. Now, we didn't get up to as warm as we thought. 65 right now, Tri-Cities. Walla Walla at 60, 64 in Pendleton, 61 in Yakima. We were hoping for 70 degrees or close to it. Didn't quite get there today. Check out our new Apple Valley studio cam in Kennewick. We're checking out Thompson Hill tonight. 65 degrees, winds light at 5. So yes, much lighter than yesterday. Our sunset tonight at 7:38. Dust Devil fireworks now. Unfortunately, the team did not win last night, but check it out. Our new camera caught the fireworks show that everyone got to see after the home opener at Dust Devil Giza Stadium. So really nice stuff there. Again, we'll keep an eye on that, and we have a great view thanks to our new camera. Tonight, we've got partly cloudy conditions, quiet through the area. Your temperatures dropping into the 30s and 40s through the region. So what's ahead? Partly cloudy, but a calm night. Partly cloudy, a little breezy tomorrow. Not bad. We're going to see a little bit of a shift in some overcast conditions. Light showers could happen late tomorrow afternoon through the Yakima Valley and the foothills of the Blues. But overall, get ready. It's going to be a nice weekend. I'll tell you how warm it's going to get coming up. Austin, Alyssa.
We will see you then, Stacy. Developing news from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Police are searching for whoever started shooting at an event celebrating the end of Ramadan. Multiple people were injured. Police say 2 groups of people started shooting at each other, although it's still not clear why. Police arrested 5 people, including one 15-year-old who was shot by an officer. Police say the teen was carrying a gun. And the 18-year-old accused of plotting terror attacks against churches in Coeur d'Alene pleaded not guilty in court today.
Now, Alexander Mercurio was arrested Saturday, just hours before federal investigators believe he planned to attack churches as a show of support for ISIS. Now, he is charged with attempting to provide material support for a designated foreign terrorist organization. Again, he's pleaded not guilty, scheduled to go on trial starting May 28th.
Also in Idaho, the trial officially started today for a man charged with killing both his first wife and his second wife's 2 children. Prosecutors say Chad Daybell and his second wife, Lori Vallow Daybell, created an elaborate alternate reality to justify the killings to themselves. Daybell's defense lawyers say the evidence doesn't point to him. This case has drawn national attention for years now.
The 2 children were reported missing in the fall of 2019, and investigators searched for months before they found the bodies of the 2 kids buried in Chad Daybell's yard. Chad Daybell's late wife, Tammy Daybell, reportedly died in her sleep that same fall, but investigators became suspicious after he married Lori Vallow Daybell just a couple weeks later, and they exhumed the body. And the prosecutors say that an autopsy showed that she actually died of asphyxiation.
Lori was convicted of the murders last year and has been sentenced into prison for life. Chad Daybell's trial is expected to last 2 months or more. Prosecutors say if he is convicted, they will seek the death penalty.
A Senate subcommittee is formally calling Boeing's CEO to answer questions 1 week from today. Now, lawmakers are looking into the safety concerns raised by the latest Boeing whistleblower to come forward. Boeing hasn't said specifically if their CEO will attend the hearing next week, but says it is cooperating with the investigation. Now, that new whistleblower says engineering issues with the company's 787 Dreamliners could cause the planes to break apart after decades of use. He hasn't provided any documented evidence, and Boeing says those claims are inaccurate. Boeing says the FAA approved a fix that the company came up with. The whistleblower is expected to testify at that Senate subcommittee hearing next week.
Today, the Biden administration finalized the first ever nationwide limits on toxic forever chemicals in tap water. Advocates say the step will lower potential health risks for millions of Americans.
Yeah, but opponents say it could also raise costs by forcing water utilities to install expensive treatment systems. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has a closer look at the issue.
In a major announcement Wednesday, the Environmental Protection Agency is providing a first-ever national standard for the presence of so-called forever chemicals in drinking water, a move they say will protect about 100 million people.
This rule really is a breakout from where we've been for decades. Finally, we're seeing government start to take the PFAS crisis seriously.
Commonly known as PFAS, the EPA is limiting 6 types of these substances. The chemicals are commonly found in items like fire extinguishing foam, food packaging, and dental floss. Since the chemicals break down very slowly, it can build up in people, animals, and the environment over time and lead to an increase in cholesterol, changes in liver enzymes, and pregnancy complications, according to the CDC.
We're starting with this 6 because with this 6, we have the best science and data to design these health standards. So what EPA is doing is we're measuring twice and we're cutting once. This is the first of 6, and we're going to continue until we get to all of them.
Water systems will now have 3 years to monitor for these chemicals and then 2 years to implement new technology to reduce their levels, according to the EPA. $1 billion in funding from the bipartisan infrastructure law will help states with water testing and treatment.
Everyone should be able to turn on the tap and know that the glass of water they fill is safe to drink and free of pollutants that harm people's health and well-being.
The American Chemistry Council released a statement last summer criticizing the plan, stating the EPA analysis was flawed and underestimated the cost of compliance for water systems. The EPA estimates between 6 and 10% of the 66,000 public drinking water systems will have to take action to meet the new drinking water standard. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, PFAS contamination in well water has been an ongoing problem for people living near the Yakima Training Center. The U.S. Army and the Washington State Department of Ecology have been working on cleanup efforts at the training center for several years now. The Army recently began installing individual water treatment systems in some East Seal homes that were dealing with particularly high levels of contamination. These new rules from the EPA could mean that more homes qualify to have the Army install these water treatment systems. Those can cost anywhere from $7,500 to $35,000 a piece. That decision, though, will have to come from the Department of Defense.
All new tonight from the Tri-Cities Airport. Today, officials announced a brand new pilot program that will study the effectiveness of worm-powered wastewater treatment. It's the first in the country, this kind of program. Now, the airport is partnering with a company called Biofiltro. Officials tell us the project will study the effectiveness of worm-powered wastewater treatment on airport de-icing wastewater. De-icing is critical for aircraft in the winter months, but the fluids are predominantly made of glycol and other ingredients that are potentially dangerous for the environment if not properly collected and disposed.
I was in our economic development director's office, Stephen McFadden, and he was telling me about this system that uses worms for wastewater and food processing and some ag uses where they have a need. And I was like, do you think this would work for our glycol? And he's like, I don't know. He called him up and they said they don't know. They came out, took a sample, went into their laboratory, and they said, we feel this can work.
The pilot unit is 90 square feet of Biofiltro's patented biodynamic beta system. It will treat a portion of Tri-Cities de-icing wastewater for a 180-day period. If it's successful, the project will continue. We'll keep you posted on that. No need for de-icer out there tonight. Stacey Lee is tracking some very pleasant conditions as we start looking towards the weekend.
And congratulations are in order for the Tri-Cities Junior Americans. They had a strong showing in a national competition. We're talking about that next on Apple Valley News Now.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 1-877-630-1122. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 1-877-630-1122 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law in Yakima and Tri-Cities.
Tonight, the multiple tornado forecasts as damaging winds threaten millions. Plus, student debt relief for up to 30 million more Americans. Where President Biden's push stands, more Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Sit pretty with spring savings at Meredith Furniture. Get $200 off all stressless recliners and ottomans, classic power-based recliners, home office chairs, and each seat of a stressless sofa, love seat, or sectional. Plus, get 10% off the new stressless Sky mattress and $50 off each stressless Laurel or Mint dining chair. Shop Meredith Furniture at First and Washington in front of Hobby Lobby.
Why is my internet slow?
There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
April is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. To avoid brittle nails and fungus, give your toenails frequent polish breaks. More at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jerry Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Third in the nation tonight, the Tri-Cities Amateur Hockey Association 14U Tier 2 team is celebrating after they placed third in the whole country this past weekend in New York at the USA Hockey National Championship. The team is coached by a Kennewick Police Department sergeant named Ryan Kelly. His players competed against teams from across the nation and finished the season with a record of 64 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. We spoke with Kennewick Police spokesman Isaac Merkel, who says the perspective gained by officers through coaching helps them as they respond to calls for service and investigate crime.
We're very supportive of our officers doing things in the community. This is just one example of that. And that connection with the youth helps us as we go to calls for service or investigate criminal activity.
And hockey is not the only activity available to youth in our area with a connection to Kennewick PD. Coming up new at 6 tonight, we will learn about those other programs and tell you how to sign your child up.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, it's a calm, cool, quiet night, and maybe time to get this out. Yep, lawn mowing weather is upon us. Here's what it looks like tonight in Yakima for the next couple of hours. Partly cloudy skies. Temperatures aren't too bad. Might need a light jacket out there, but good weather overall. Fire pit weather, I'm thinking so tonight with our temperatures dropping down to 60 degrees in the Tri-Cities by 8 o'clock. And again, we are seeing a few clouds in the area. It's looking nice this evening in Walla Walla for a nice late night picnic, and in Hermiston, temperatures in the 60s dropping down to 58 by 8 o'clock tonight. So overall, not bad. What is bad are the pollen counts. They are high. Look at these numbers. They're way up on the screen. We're staying in the very high to extremely high for the next 2 days, dropping down slightly on Friday, and then check out Sunday. It gets even worse. So if you suffer from allergies, just be aware of that. Right now, 65 degrees on our Dust Devil sky cam. Winds are light at 5 miles per hour. And look, they're getting ready to play another game against Spokane tonight. So game 2 of the home opener weekend. Weather pattern shift. We do have a slight one coming up. So we have a system that's going to start moving in Thursday, mainly over Canada and the northern part of the state, the Olympics, but it is going to spread to our direction, and that could bring a few scattered showers through the lower valley and possibly into the foothills of the Blues. Most of the moisture will stay south into the Portland area along the Oregon Cascade Mountains. That's where most of that activity and energy is going to be making its way. But overall, going to be pretty clear here the next couple of days. Our future cast is showing those clouds moving through the area, and you'll see them starting really to build up late tonight into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, some scattered showers are possible in the Yakima, Kittitas Valley, and then later in the evening, we'll see some of those showers moving up along the foothills of the Blues, kind of skipping out Tri-Cities in the lower valley. We're kind of in that rain shadow area. Showers will continue again mainly to the south of the Dalles and into Oregon, but we do have another band of showers and possible thunder showers developing on Friday in the foothills of the Blues. Most of it appears to be staying to the east of us, but we will keep a close watch on that. Overall, just a few clouds in the sky, not bad. That warming trend gradually getting us to the 70s by the weekend in Yakima. Same thing, Tri-Cities. We're going to see nice warm temperatures just in time for the weekend. So the weekend is looking good temperature-wise. Tonight, partly cloudy, pretty quiet. Do grab a coat, though. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s all through the area. For tomorrow, cloudy with a stray shower possible in the valley and possibly in the foothills of the Blues, and probably going to stay dry here in the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities area. So look for some overcast skies tomorrow. A warm up, though, for the weekend. Look at these temperatures. Beautiful for both Saturday and Sunday. Then we cool back down as another system moves through in the early part of next week. For Walla Walla and Hermiston, similar situation. More chances of those showers and thunder showers, like we said, on Friday. That will be in the Walla Walla area, foothills of the Blues and the Blue Mountains. But things clear out for the weekend with temperatures for both Hermiston and Walla Walla in the 70s. So good looking forecast overall. Still to come, your viewer photo of the day. Austin, Alyssa.
50s, 60s, 70s.
It's April.
It's April. Up next here on your news at 5, Ford is recalling tens of thousands of small SUVs.
Yeah, but their proposed solution isn't to replace the part that's the problem. We'll explain in just a moment.
Seattle battles Dallas. NHL action Saturday at noon on Apple Valley News Now.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $1,950 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Race towards big wins at Wild Horse Resort and Casino during the $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. The track comes alive with over $13,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse, jockey your way to victory, and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us Saturday, April 27 for a $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race towards the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place for you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get money back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' comp attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411. Bothwell and Hamill.
Back now with a consumer alert for you. Ford is recalling tens of thousands of small SUVs because of a problem that could actually cause fires. But their solution doesn't exactly fix the problem. Ford is recalling some 2022 and 23 Bronco Sport SUVs, plus 2022 Escape SUVs. Both have fuel injectors that can crack and then drip gas right near the ignition source. Ford's solution is to install a tube so that any leaking fuel gets redirected away from hot surfaces, and update engine control software to monitor fuel pressure and take action if there's a drop.
Well, it is a beautiful spring evening out there. We want to see your pictures. Stacey Lee is bringing us your viewer photo of the day next.
I'm Monique Ledesma with Apple Valley News Now, reporting in Richland at Alb's Lounge. Gourmet banana bread and poetry. Find out how they're planning to touch and move people's soul through banana bread and poetry. All that and more coming up.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is a sign you'll want in your yard.
It's Saturday NHL action on Apple Valley News Now as the Seattle Kraken takes on the Stars live from Dallas. The Kraken, the Stars. Watch Saturday starting at noon on Apple Valley News Now.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Sorry guys, that took me for... What is this?
Well, you know how our T-Mobile home internet can slow down?
Uh-huh.
Turns out, walls can get in the way. So I fixed it.
So instead of getting a Spectrum internet, which is fast and reliable 24/7, you got us internet that can be blocked by walls.
Yes, but I think I fixed it.
By smashing a hole through our wall.
Well, technically, walls. Yeah, I might not want to go in the dining room.
Don't settle for T-Mobile cell phone internet.
Kids are natural.
This is why I don't leave the house.
Get faster, more reliable internet speeds with Spectrum.
Why do you Goodwill? Well, there are countless reasons.
I come for the thrill of a deal, and I never miss out on the 50% off tag.
I like to hunt the bins for hidden gems.
Goodwill lets you define your style with unique gifts and treasures around every corner.
And giving back to your community just feels wonderful.
With hundreds of reasons to shop at Goodwill, you can feel great about knowing 95.7 cents of every dollar you spend helps your community. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball. Better yet, see the ball with K2 Vision RLE. K2 Vision RLE. No readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Welcome back. We're getting a look at your viewer photo of the day, Stacey.
We always love spring and all the beautiful photos, all the trees in bloom, just like this one from Christopher Luan. Thank you for sending that in. A beautiful cherry tree in bloom. They're starting to bloom out about now, and the wind probably got rid of a lot of those beautiful blooms, but still very nice. Thank you for sharing. Easiest way to get your weather photo on the airwaves is that QR code right there on the right side of your screen. Grab your phone, snap that, and it'll take you right to the place where you can upload your photos. Super easy to do. All right, let's take a quick peek at tomorrow. Now, other than overcast conditions and a very slight chance of late afternoon showers, mainly in the Yakima area. Remember, Tri-Cities, we're in that rain shadow. Not a bad looking day overall as those temperatures start to warm, just a little bit more cloudy than we saw today. Wind-wise, we're good. So.
That's a relief. It feels better to be able to go out in a dress, for example.
Pollen's staying high, however.
All right. Thanks, Stacey. And thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next.
Hoping your news is good news.
Good night.